Hey guys, how are we doing tonight? Kenny B here from the city and suburbs. Welcome aboard the 4th of July, Monday, 7/4/2022. Well, that is going to be a welcome. Those fireworks. Good evening, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. If you're on vacation, hope you arrive safe and hope you're having a great time and a safe time. Roadways next week are going to be clogged, particularly around the Worcester area with the, 290 and the Mass Pike. And right now it's nice. I mean, I go back to my detail tomorrow, if you will. And kind of leads me up to a little setup for our video tonight. But yeah, I mean, the roads are quiet this week. People are traveling. Again, we said, 50 million people are hightailing it somewhere. And but yeah, so tonight the fireworks at 8 o'clock. You can watch that on WHDH. The Boston Pops will be back on the Esplanade for 3 years, guys, right? It's going to be awesome. And again, if you feel, if you're attending or wherever you go, the mask is going to be the kind of the face covering, the face protectant. If that becomes a fashion, do it. All right? Believe me, I know. So it's going to be nice to see the Boston Pops back in action tonight. I believe Shaka Khan, is going to be, highlighted somewhere in there. So, wanted to talk about a couple of obvious things, but I did want to say that, when we go back to July 4th, George Washington, if you can ever watch any documentary on George Washington, he's not this guy that, wanted to be on everything. In fact, he was a very frail, vulnerable person, but he had convictions, and he never gave up when everybody else did. When his troops were down to from 20,000 people to 3,000 troops, couldn't pay the bills, if you will. Their attack on the Hessians at Trenton, Yorktown, and Princeton were decisive, and the British they had enough. So again, it's cost, just like any other world war. Right? What's this going to cost me to actually win this? And the British said, see you later. But, and everybody wanted George Washington to be like the king, to be such a natural reaction. But on 12/23, 1783, after 8 years of battle, George Washington publicly surrendered his military commission to Congress. A few years later, he passed away. He believed in bloodletting, but nonetheless, that's what his frailty is, and that just says to anybody that, man, you put your mind to what the right purpose is. Maybe you can convince and, not just convince, but educate people on what's the right thing to do. And obviously, here we are in America, which is not perfect because the bloodshed for a nation, and the constant bloodshed in our nation, which is, I wanted to talk about that. Gun laws, they don't mean anything to anybody in the south side of Chicago, in an urban area, a young kid. Gun laws, Joe Biden's going around saying, I've signed all that. Come on. That's not stopping anybody. We had a Parkland, Illinois today, in a parade. I'm not even going to get into it because I'm not going to regurgitate the news. People died. But let's just say this. Since in the last 26 weeks in America, okay, the last 26 weeks, there have been 309 mass shootings. And these are from the schoolyards, the church, the supermarket, wherever it happened. 309. And what, there's no consensus on this, but what is a mass shooting? Well, it's 3 or 4 people getting shot, not including the shooter. So they're out looking for this douchebag out in Illinois. They're going to find him. And if they find him, he's about 22 years old, they got his name, and we're going to talk about that, you know? But you use a day like this, okay, the 4th of July, to gain attention. You know, there's a profile. I mean, I'm going to challenge the federal government a little bit on this. You know, our gun laws suck. You know, they do. But the president getting on TV saying, I've signed the toughest legislation, that doesn't strike the fear of God in anybody, trust me. But even Chicago, to date, ironically, okay, 309 people shot and killed. 1,348 wounded. This is total homicides, 338. Okay? So, where are we going with this, guys? You know? Here we go. George Washington, okay, led an army to free this nation and to you know, be autocratic, independent, sovereign. It didn't allow, there's nothing in the Constitution that says you can go around and fucking kill each other. All right? That just doesn't happen. So yeah, and I just say, look, man, let me ask you a question. Do you think we're just inherently violent in America? You know, road rage and this and that. You know, I want peace. I'd like to see that. I mean, we all have to button our lip and control ourselves, but I never really want to own a gun at all. I don't feel like it may be a right of mine, and I don't even want to look at that, but that's you know, the bad moment for anybody, okay? That if you ever had to use that, your life is going to change for friggin' ever. So it's so glorified. It's in our movies, it's in our culture, right? It's in the video games, you know? But tonight, I just would like to peacefully watch the Boston Pops. And I know what you guys are saying. He's a lefty, he's a liberal. No, I'm not. Actually, I'm more libertarian than ever. I believe in all your rights, as long as you're not a fool, okay? Also, too, the breakdown in our family culture. I go right back to it, okay? They're looking for some 22-year-old white male. Oh, God. How many times are we going to go through this, you guys? You know? We'll come together, go fight a war, but we can't come together to fight our internal struggles. I don't know, guys. Anyway, be safe out there. Enjoy the fireworks. Happy 4th of July. And Mr. Washington, you are the man. They should turn them down for a minute. The fireworks so loud. Be a Mr. Washington, if you could, please. Oh boy, I can hear you now. But, right? Personal independence is important. All right, you guys. Happy 4th. Take care. Good to be here. Signing out. Skis up.